Good day, everyone. My name is Joma Bicometa, and I will be presenting the different functions of managing a business. Knowing the functions of management helps the management stay informed about what is needed to do so that as a business owner or manager can guide their staff accordingly. Management experts like Fayol and Gulik explain that the functions of management is to equip us with the right skills to become an accomplished manager. With this, let us know first who is the manager that executes and the defined functions in managing a business. A manager is a person in the organization who directs the activities of others. He or she is someone who can lead, direct, and control operations and people in their organization without imposing their authority. A manager has to work with their team to achieve larger goals. These people in the organization are responsible for developing and carrying out the management function. Now, to show you this, these are the different functions in managing a business. We have here the planning, organizing, hiring and staffing, leading and directing, controlling, and lastly, monitoring and evaluation. This management function can help managers and business owners increase organizational efficiency and effectiveness, and efficiency in which it will use the least possible amount of resources to get work done, whereas effectiveness is the ability to produce a desired result. To drill down this function, let's start with planning. Planning is the most fundamental function of management as other functions are based upon plans. Planning is an important function of management because it sets the pace of all subsequent steps in the managerial process. The management need to develop a roadmap for the future. These are the predefined steps to accomplish organizational goals. In this step, the management have to evaluate methods and strategies to determine how the business progress towards its goal. According to Henry Fayol, the plan of action is at one and the same time the result envisaged, the line of action to be followed, the stages to go through, and the methods to use. According to McNeilis, planning is the conscious process of selecting and developing the best course of action to accomplish an objective. It is the basis from which future management decisions spring. With this, management have to consider both internal factors like people, time, and cost, and external factors such as competitors, policies, and general business environment to arrive at a sound planning strategy. A sound planning strategy will not come to life if the next function will not take effect, which is organizing. Organizing is the process of combining the work which individuals or group have to perform with the facilities necessary for its execution. That the duties who perform provide the best channels for the efficient, systematic, positive, and coordinated application of the available effort. This is according to the philosophy of management by Wiley and Sons. Organizing is where you put your plan into action by establishing a system of authority or hierarchy. In the context of your organizational structure, that determine the tasks that need to be completed to achieve your goals before assigning them to your staff. As opposed to the traditional ways of working where a manager made all the decisions, today's business world is more dynamic and flexible. Every member of the organization, regardless of the position, shares accountability and responsibility. So defining an organizational structure that aligns with your workplace and assign tasks that map to your team's skills and abilities will get everyone on the same page and delegate tasks the way you see fit. The next function in managing a business is staffing. This is another important function of management. Staffing as a function of management is assuming more and more important because of the increasing significance of the human element in an organization. Staffing involves the recruitment of right man for the right place. According to L.B. Filippo, the personnel function is concerned with the planning, organizing, directing, and controlling of the procurement, development, compensation, integration, and maintenance of people for the purpose of contributing to organizational, individual, and social goals. With this, the managers are asked to assign tasks based on each team member's knowledge, skills, and abilities. Managers should be careful because they may have to hire new talents for a specific task that requires specific technical expertise. In managing your business, an effective manager will have the insight to evaluate the competency and efficiency of their employees. This is to ensure that their assigned tasks match their skills. The fourth functions in managing a business in leading or directing. Directing is one of the most important functions of management. Without the direction provided to the employees, the workforce would be clueless about which path to follow. Without the direction provided to the employees, the workforce would be clueless about which path to follow. According to Kunz and O'Donnell, directing is a complex function that includes all those activities which are designed to encourage subordinates to work effectively both in the short and the long run. Therefore, the direction involves such methods which include communicating and providing leadership to the subordinates and motivating them to contribute to the best of their capability for the achievement of organizational objectives. With the directing and leading, these are the elements or techniques under this function of managing a business. Directing should issue an orders and instructions to subordinate which is clear and complete, reasonable and attainable, in tune with the objectives, and must follow the chain of command. Another element is the supervision in an overall manner, motivating subordinates, providing leadership, communicating with subordinates, and maintaining disciplines and rewarding effective people. The next function is the controlling. Controlling as a manager function is to ensure that the activities of an organization are being conducted on the lines pre-planned. Any deviation or departure from the set principles is immediately corrected before it can do much damage. So control is a corrective device to keep the organization on the right track. According to Henry Fayol, in an undertaking control consists in verifying whether everything occurs in conformity with the plan adopted, the instructions issued, and principles established. We may say that the control is based on planning. It is the regulatory function. The key to control lies in delegation. Control is continuous and constructive. As they were saying, prevention is better than cure. This should be the maxim for a sound control system. The complexities of modern business with its giant size call for better controlling, and as the days are passing, the significance of control as a function of management is increasing. With this, below processes are needed in controlling your business. First, establishing a standards of accountability, measurements of actual performance, interpreting results, and taking corrective actions. Now, for the last functions of managing a business, we have here the monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation is a continuous management function to assess if progress is made in achieving expected results, to spot bottlenecks, and to highlight whether there are any unintended effects, positive or negative, from an investment plan, program, or project. To define, monitoring is a continuous process by which stakeholders obtain regular feedback on progress towards achieving the set milestones and results, often focusing more on the process, activities, inputs, and outputs. While evaluation is the periodic review of the results of a project or plan towards its outcomes, development goals, and impact. Monitoring is the crucial routine collection of information about the work involved, while evaluation is the collection of judgments you make about your service or project and how efficiently it is working and what areas could be improved. You must do both on an ongoing basis throughout the lifetime of your project or service or in your business. The process for this should be built into the project at the planning stage to establish accountability and help learning and development. With this, I listed 5 importance of monitoring and evaluating in managing your business. First, we have the results. Results for monitoring and evaluations are better for transparency and accountability because organizations track, analyze, and report on a project during a monitoring phase. There's more transparency. Information is freely circulated and available to stakeholders, which gives them more input on the project. A good monitoring system ensures no one is left in the dark. This transparency leads to better accountability with information, so available organizations need to keep everything above board, and it's also much harder to deceive stockholders. The next importance of monitoring and evaluating is to help the organization catch problems early. Projects never go perfectly according to plan, but a well-designed monitoring and evaluation helps the company stay on track and perform well. Monitoring and evaluation plans help define a project scope, define interventions when things go wrong, and give everyone an idea of how those interventions affect the rest of the project. This way, when problems inevitably arise, a quick and effective solution can be implemented. Another importance of having a monitoring and evaluating in managing your business is to ensure that the resources are used efficiently. Every project needs a resources. How much cash is on hand determines things like how many people work on a project, the project scopes, and what solutions are available if things get off course. The information collected through monitoring reveals gaps or issues, which requires resources to address. Without monitoring and evaluating, it wouldn't be clear what areas are needed to be priority. Resources could easily be wasted in one area that isn't the source of the issue. Monitoring and evaluation help prevent this kind of waste. Another importance is monitoring and evaluating helps organizations learn from their mistakes. Mistakes and failures are part of every organization. Monitoring and evaluating provides a detailed blueprint of everything that went right and everything that went wrong during a project. Through monitoring and evaluating, documents allow the organizations to pinpoint specific failures as opposed to just guessing what causes the problems. Organizations can learn from their mistakes than from their success. And lastly, monitoring and evaluating improves decision making. Monitoring and evaluating processes provide the essential information needed to see the big picture. Decision-making is then influenced by what was learned through past monitoring and evaluation. With that, to summarize, the 6 functions in managing a business plays a vital role in achieving company's goals and objectives. By using these 6 functions, managing a business will help and lead in increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of not just the employees, but also its processes, projects, and the organization as a whole. This will be the end of my report. Thank you so much.